How's everyone? Oh, good. There's filters. I've never gone live on YouTube before. This is the first time. So let's see. I don't. Oh dear. Oh dear. Don't they have young? Oh God. Well, Well, that's nice. That's pretty. Let's do that. So this is very strange. I sort of don't know what to do, which is weird because I'm on social media all the time. so, but I have to say that have you heard about this TikTok thing that's happening? Meaning, TikTok is begging everybody to stop the or to halt the ban on them. And yet, TikTok has spent years coming after queer creators. And I've been shadow banned. I don't know if you know what that is, but shadow banned is basically, you film something and it goes out into the masses. And shadow ban means you film something and TikTok, or whatever app, decides, yeah, you don't get to go everywhere. You get to go about 5 places, and then that's all you get. That's it. You're done, honey. And they shadow banned me last October, and then so did Instagram. So part of me feels like TikTok is going, we really need your help, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to help you. I have no desire to help you. Also, I heard that this ban is sort of it's not really a ban, it's more of a merger. What they want to do is I could be wrong about this, but they want to take the app and they want to involve another company besides the ones in China that own it. I think that's what they want to do, which I don't know. I don't think that's such a terrible idea, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to help them, certainly, because they have not helped me. So if they go, they go. Bye. See ya. TikTok. It's been great. These social media platforms, that's why I'm trying to get on YouTube a little bit more, because these social media platforms are, I had no idea how restrictive they were, and I also had no idea how they make decisions for you and your content. Like, what are you talking about? I remember when TikTok, I'm like 150. I remember when TikTok first came out, and it was a lip syncing app. Does anybody remember this? It was just lip syncing. That's all anybody did. I loved it because I loved to lip sync. I've always loved to lip sync. So it was this lip syncing thing, and which I still do. And you lip sync to old movies or songs or whatever, and then duets happened, and it was so fun. It was such a fun app. I loved it. I was addicted to it. I mean, I'm addicted to social media, but I was addicted to this thing. And then, and I don't remember when this happened, it turned into what I call a monologuing app, which is basically what I'm doing right now. But it wasn't just live. You would go live and you would monologue. That's all anybody does now. That's all anybody does. Occasionally there are people my age that like do little dance videos and little lip sync things and blah. But mostly it's people complaining. It's people raging and ranting. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that or you shouldn't have a place for that. Absolutely. We have a lot to be angry about. But I'm not upset that it's changed. Everything transitions into a new thing. Good morning. Hello. So that's not what I'm saying. That's not my point. My point is, since it's changed, what it feels like is the app has now gone, yes, well, we like your voice, but we don't like your voice. And we think your voice should stay, but we think your voice should go. And here's the really weird thing. These far right-wing conservative, here's what happens when I go live. This is not a joke. I go live on TikTok. And I'll be live and I'll be doing just what I'm doing right now. And I'll be talking. And all of a sudden the screen will go blank and it will say, you're done. That's it. Bye. End of period. That's the end. And so I'll go back and look and go, what happened? And While I was talking, for the minute and a half that I was talking, I was mass reported by these right-wing conservative people who couldn't take my face. I wasn't even talking about them or what they believe in or what they didn't believe in or religion or nothing. I was just sitting here talking, and they mass reported me, and TikTok went, yes, they mass reported the trans lady. Get out. But these humans, they're live all the time. They're live all the time, talking about insurrections and MAGA and all this other stuff that's just mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling to me. But I can't sit here, just as a trans person, I can't sit here and just talk about my life. Forget being trans. I was just talking about I'm just like, and this is my channel changer. Watch me change the channel. Like I was doing nothing. It was the anti-political. So, see ya, TikTok. See ya. So look, if that's, if they go, they go. And I think all of us as LGBTQIA plus creators need to be, I was actually recommended by several people on Instagram to come on YouTube, because YouTube is monitored, of course, and they have guidelines, of course, but they don't, I don't think, they're not near as, prejudice. Prejudice, that's the word I was looking for. The word I was looking for was prejudice, as these other apps are. Now, Facebook, I'm still on Facebook. You believe that? Actually, there's a lot of people still on Facebook. But anyway, Facebook, but Facebook is basically where I talk to my friends, to be honest. There's a couple of people every once in a while that I converse with, but mostly it's, pictures and vacations and stuff like that, which is really fun. Again, I love social media. I think social media is really important, especially now, especially for LGBTQIA plus people. Forget politics, just people, for us to communicate with each other, to see each other. I'm 61 years old. I am mixed race. I am trans. I am married to a cis woman that I met in 1976. Should I say that again? I met someone in 1976 and I'm still with them. We've been married for over 25 years and together for 43 or 40 something years. Just the fact of me, in my opinion, is important for trans youth. Because I remember when I was a little trans person, that if I ever saw somebody that was old enough to be my grandparent, that was talking and had a house and a marriage and a job, that would have changed my life. I realize it's different now because we do have social media, but I also know it hasn't changed. I also know it's not that different. I also know there are trans people in small towns all over this country, all over the world, but speaking in this country, there are small towns all over this country where there are trans people trapped that have 0% communication with any other trans person. And they might be teens stuck in a house filled with people who have zero information, who are ignorant of our community, who don't understand who and what we are, who refuse to look at science and biology, who will not talk about facts, who literally live in a world filled with Newsmax and Fox News. So these trans kids are being brought up in these worlds that are detrimental and lethal and dangerous, quite frankly. Even if they're familial, they can be very dangerous. I lived in a dangerous family, and they did not mean to be dangerous. Do you know? So the fact of me, I think, is just really important. And the fact of all trans, I'm just not saying me, the fact of me, I mean the fact of any trans elder is important. And any queer elder, quite frankly, is important. I think we need, I think we need to take over social media. I'm sick and tired of going on. I'm I am sick and tired of going on social media and being silenced by the app. I'm silenced by Instagram. I'm silenced by TikTok. No. No. Because here's the deal, social media people. Let me tell you something. As someone who has been alive on the planet for over 6 decades, let me tell you something. Nothing lasts forever. Everybody and everything is replaceable. Your time will come. Your time will come. And I hope when the social media that you have turns into something else that you're ready for it, because the LGBTQIA plus people have had enough. We've had enough. We are done. We're done. We're done being talked about. We're done being written about. We're done being used as political tools and weapons. We're done. And believe me when I tell you, I've been down this road before too. This has happened before. I know it feels really new, and I know and some of it is new. Some of it is new. I've never seen an insurrection on the Capitol of the United States of America. That was odd. Some of it is new, but what the queer community is going through, this revolution, this attack on us, honey, I can't tell you how long I've been talking about going to the bathroom. Can I say that to you? I can't tell you how many this is true, complete strangers have asked me about my genitals in public. That's not a joke. At the zoo, at an amusement park, at Disneyland, asked me, just like they're asking for a ham sandwich. And that's happened my whole life. I began my transition in 1980, and it has not stopped. It hasn't gotten better. Don't think that's true. It has not. Now it's online. I'm not talking about the people way over there that are doing, I don't know what they're doing. Their anger is a self-loathing that I understand because I lived with that for a very long time. But it has nothing to do with what's actual. I'm talking about sometimes people in our own community. I had a guy, I don't think I've ever said this out loud. I had a guy, I was doing a gig. I don't have my glasses if people are talking to me. I'll put them on in a second. I was doing a gig at a club called Cairo. This was 100 years ago in Chicago. I will never forget this. And I was wearing this, cute old frock. I was singing with my little nightclub act. And I finished. This is absolutely true. I don't even think this is in my book, actually. And I finished the set. And I'm walking to the bar. And he came up to me. Nice guy, cute. In his 30s. At that time, I was in my 30s. Nice guy. And he said, hi. He said, you were great. And, the music was going, so it was loud. He was screaming, you were great. And I said, thank you very much. And he said, oh, my God, what a great show. And he was so complimentary. And I said, thank you. That's great. He said, I just want to check one thing. And he took his hand and he grabbed my groin. While I was standing there, this is absolutely true. While I was standing there in a club where I just finished singing to probably 50 to 75 people, while I was in a dress, full face, just got done, and he just grabbed me. It wasn't even like, I was so, because now I realize he sexually attacked me. At the time, because remember, this was a long time ago. This was probably in the early 90s, 1990s. So there were very different rules for us back then. We didn't have a lot of the protections that we have now, or the words for them, quite frankly. I was so flabbergasted, I laughed. Because it was the only thing I could think of to do. And he touched me. grabbed me and said, "That's what I thought," and turned around and walked away. And that's basically been my life, especially with men, especially with white men, and especially with white cis men, gay, straight, bi, whatever. White cis men, the patriarchy has been alive and well in my life for years. So this idea that this attack on us, the ignorance, the violence is brand new and we will never survive it is bull. It's crap. It's not new. The difference, and there is a difference. Here's the difference. The difference is they now have a leader that is giving them the freedom to be louder than they were before. You see, what Donald Trump and all his ilk are doing is saying, it's not only okay for you to treat people like this, we demand you treat people like this. We demand you talk about people of color like this. We demand that you treat women like this. We demand that you talk and treat and seize trans people, and especially trans youth. We got to stop this from happening. We demand that you do. If you don't do that, there will be consequences. That's the difference. Whereas before, when I was young, it was do it or you're not a real man. Now it's do it, you're not a real man, and you're out of the club. We will kick you out of the club. And that's why there is a zeal, a zest to their violence now, meaning a joy and an energy behind it. Like I gotta do this. Even if I don't know what I'm talking about or what it means, I gotta do it. I gotta say it. I gotta act on it. I gotta go to their social media. That's why I keep getting reported at TikTok. I'm talking about social media and being trans. That's why what happens to me at TikTok and at Instagram, which is why I'm trying to get YouTube started. Because they're vehement and joyful about it. They're, we're doing the right thing. Here's the thing, though. I have to say, and see what you think. I think part of them thinks that this is a really good idea. Yes. I also believe there's another part of them that doesn't think that. Because let me also say this. Along with all of those white cis men that grabbed me inappropriately, spoke to me inappropriately, spoke about me inappropriately, when I was a sex worker, they were my clients. They were all my clients. All those white, rich, married, straight presenting men or straight men, however they identified, were all my clients. And let me tell you something. The things that they paid me to do, were the things that their wives wouldn't do. Now, a lot of times, and this is true, a lot of times, the sessions I would have with these men for the first 45 minutes would be us talking. Just talking. How sad they were, how unhappy they were, how much they loved their kids. They always talked about their children. I love my children and my children are so, but I don't like guys. They would always preface, I don't like men. I don't like men. I'm not gay. That was a big deal. I'm not gay. But will you please, But they would talk about how sad their lives were, how truly, deeply, profoundly sad their lives were. Not them. They would never say, I'm sad. They would say, my life is so sad. All the time. And that would happen for most of the session. And then we'd do whatever. So those men, that's why I say those men that come at me now on social media or on the street, or if I'm doing an interview or whatever, that anger has nothing to do with me. I knew that then and I know it now. It has nothing to do with me and everything to do with them. And they're angry at the rules they have set up. That's what has always mystified me. They're the ones that set up the rules for gender. They're the ones that said women can't vote because you're a woman in this country. I'm talking about America. You cannot vote because you're a woman. That's the rule we are making. White people can't marry black people because Christianity, Bible, God, Jesus, whatever. But they can't do it. That's the rule they set up. Then if they fall in love with someone of color, they're a victim of their own rules. Their own ideology plays against them. There's only two genders, and that means there's no such thing as trans people. That's what they're saying. This idea about children or trans women or bathrooms or sports teams, it means nothing. That's a result. It means absolutely nothing. They don't believe I exist. They literally believe I'm a Halloween costume. Which, quite frankly, if I was a Halloween costume, I would have picked a little better costume. Can I say that to you? Because I got this at Target. It's $1.98. These are $4 glasses. I'm cheap. What? Why would that be true? Why would I leave? Why would I be in a costume since 1980? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why would there be Greek statues of non-binary and trans people if trans people didn't exist? Why would there be trans people in other countries and cultures? India, Asiatic countries. Why would we exist in other places on the globe if we didn't exist as a community? Is this a mental illness that's global and has been happening since the beginning of time? So, their anger and their rage and their transphobia has nothing to do with me. I know these men. I know them. They were my clients. They were also sometimes my friends and sometimes my lovers. When they would beat me, call me names, and then apologize. That internal rage is all subject to their own ideology. It's like this. I'm gonna make up this rule. Say you come into my house. I have a house. Here's my house. This is my house. Welcome to my house. Now you can come in my house, but there's a couple of rules. The first rule is you have to take off your shoes before you enter because my carpets are fabulous. And I don't want you to take off your shoes. The second rule is if I serve you food, you have to eat with a bib because I don't want anything on my furniture. The third rule is every time anybody leaves my house, they have to give me a hug. Those are my three rules. So let's say I set up those three rules. And then let's say I don't do any of them. My shoes are on, I'm eating and there's food all over me and my couch. And two people leave and I just shake their hand and they go. And then one of my guests goes, I gotta say something. I think your rules are kind of great and I love following them because I love you and I want to be in your house and I want to be in your life. But how come you don't follow them? How come everybody else has to do it, but you don't have to do it? And I say, because it's my house. You see, I can do anything I want. It's my house. It's not your house. It's my house. My house, my rules. That's the patriarchy. In a nutshell, that's the patriarchy. The white cis men have made these rules because they believe all of us collectively are living in their house. They don't have to follow the rules. It's theirs. And yet, there are some people, some of these white cis men, who say, you know, I, I think I am tired of food all over my couch. I really would like to eat in a bib. And then I put the bib on and I cover the couch and it makes me so mad. It makes me angry that I have to wear this bib, and yet I'm the one that designed the rule. Or, that leave your shoes off at the door. That's a really good rule because every time I come in the house, I actually track mud over all over my own carpets. And that makes me want to have to clean up, which I hate. So then I take off my shoes, but I hate it. I hate it. I hate doing that. I hate taking off my shoes. I'm the one that made the rule. Consequently, you have these cis heteronormative men looking at trans people or gay people, LGBTQIA plus people in general, and going, why? They're really happy. And remember what they would say about their lives. Not themselves, their lives. My life is so sad. And they look at us and they see our lives and they go, they're so happy. I don't like that. What they're doing is wrong. Or they watch us get married and they go, that marriage has lasted. Alexandra Billings has been married for over 40 years. I don't like that. We got to put a stop to that. We can't let them in the bathrooms. We can't let them in women's spaces. We can't let them play baseball. We can't let them do that. We've created these spaces for specific people. They can't go everywhere they want. You know why? Because I can't go everywhere I want. They have what I want. But I made up these rules, so I got to follow them. 2 genders. That's it. And the solution, one of the solutions, I think there's many. I think there's many. I'm simplifying a lot. I realize that. But I think there's many solutions. I think you're writing things. I'm sorry. I'll put this on in a second. I think one of the solutions is this. There are also a lot of the patriarchy that follow me on social media that have said to me, I got to tell you something. I still don't get it. I don't understand it. It's not for me. I love being a man. I love being, a father and a husband or whatever. I would never do what you're doing. But I got to say, you seem like a nice person. And I'm not sure why people don't want you to play baseball. I'm not sure why they don't want you to, go to the bathroom in public. I'm not sure why one guy said, and this was recently, one guy wrote me and he said, here's what I don't get. And he said, and I'm a Trumper, this guy. And he wrote me and he said, here's the thing. This is what I don't get. I don't get how you using the women's restroom affects me. I'm still trying to figure that out. He goes, even if I send my 10-year-old daughter into the restroom, I don't get how she would ever know. And meaning, you go in a thing and you close the door and you do the thing, you open the door, you wash your hands, you leave. He goes, I don't get it. How does you being what you are affect my daughter? So there is some of the patriarchy that's starting to look at what they've been taught and question it. They haven't quite figured out how to navigate it, but they're questioning it. And that is good news. That's the good news. I can tell you firsthand that's happening. So what am I saying? Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying being a 61-year-old mixed race trans woman living with HIV since the 1980s and being joyfully married to the human I love more than ice cream sandwiches is a political statement. I don't have to make a political statement. I am a political statement. Me and all of my friends of this age that are trans are the revolution. We are the newness. We are the change. We are hope. We are faith. Our presence. It may not be the answer, but it's a way. It's a way. It's a passage. It's a pathway, at least towards dialogue. Maybe we don't have the solution. I really have no idea. I don't know. I'm not going to try and solve anything. Here's the deal. The fact of me needs to continue. Just like the fact of all the humans that gave their lives so that I could sit here on the space machine and talk to you right now, their presence matters. Again, I don't know what the solution is, humans. I really don't. I love social media. I'm not going anywhere. I don't care if I'm talking to 7 people or 7 million people. It doesn't matter to me because I know for a fact that I'm here. I should have been gone several times over. The fact that I'm here is a gift and a miracle. I'm not a mistake. What are you saying? Hi. Hi, everyone. I see the comments. You're just trans here. Oh. Oh, no. Yeah, oh, the video I made on I Love Being Trans. Yes, I saw some of those comments. I really don't know what to do about them. I mean, again, a lot of that vitriol has nothing to do with me. If you read what they're writing, it doesn't even really make any sense. Do you know? Like here I am talking about joy and freedom and happiness, and they've lost their cookies, honey, talking about their rage and their anger and they're just vicious. So I really don't know what to. I think leaving those comments there, not deleting them, is good practice. Just so that people, I don't know, maybe other people who believe what they believe but come across those things. And if they read it, if they see it, maybe they'll second guess themselves. I don't know. Oh, did I see your comment? I don't think so. I haven't looked. Who am I speaking with? Malik. Oh, hi, Angel. Hi. I'm gonna go. I've talked for 30 minutes. My gosh. This is my very first live. And I'll be back. I loved this. This was nice. I was a little nervous. Usually when I go live on TikTok or Instagram, I usually have something to say. I very rarely run out of words. I'm a blabbermouth. But I also like to talk to you all. But because I don't have a lot of followers right now, I think I only have a little over like 300 or something, you know. It's going to take a while. So, but anyway. And if you follow me on Instagram and you follow me on TikTok, I said this today, but thank you for sticking with me. Because it's getting more difficult for us, for queer creators. And I'm very appreciative of you and your presence in my life. Very appreciative. So I'm gonna go. I really don't know how to turn this thing off. I really don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there's an X. Well, and remember, you are made of stardust. And because that is true, anything is possible. I'll see you later. Cross your fingers. Let's see if this works.